Hey guys, Mike here. So I'm up in the mountains right now. I thought it'd be a great opportunity to do this video, but I won't do it for a long time. And somebody happened to ask a question, one of you guys. And so I said, well, why not put a video together about, hey, what is the best investment for your kids, right? And first of all, if you're already saving for your kids in any way, shape, or form, kudos to you. If you plan on having children, this will help you out in the future. You don't even have to think about it. Now, as we go through this, if something new has came out, different kind of accounts are creating, because they're always creating new things, then let us know in the comments what you're doing with your kids' money and stuff, okay? But I will go into the question and then what I think to me is the most powerful account you can create for your child. And so when you look at this, Dr. Marcus had asked a question and he says, hey, I've been thinking about my children and their futures lately. I have a newborn, a 2-year-old, and I've started all the necessary funds for them, and I continue to invest for them, mainly ETFs and some Bitcoin. That being said, US has been the reserve currency for quite some time. This is about to take another turn. We'll get into this part later. I know the average life of reserve currency is around 80 to 100 years or something like that. Now, I was thinking about what my children's American ETF / American investment will be like when they're 60. We now have the emergence of crypto, BRICS be a thorn in our side, countries like India, China potentially truly awakening, and lastly, a new world reserve currency change. I know this is a very open-ended question and no one knows the future. Just has me thinking of steering more towards hard assets like crypto and real estate for my children 30 to 50 years from now. Thoughts? Thanks for everything. Appreciate the question, Dr. Marcus. And let me start by saying that crypto is not a hard asset, right? You cannot go buy it and put it in a safe, and you can put it in your little wallet and put it in the safe. But it's not like gold where you can physically hold it, silver, jewelry, that kind of stuff, right? Real estate is something you can actually touch. And so it's not a hard asset, but very smart depending on when you get on it to buy it. Why not get exposure to that? But I'll say this is, to me, the number one account, because it has so many facets to it. And again, I want to hear your number ones on this and your experiences with this, is a custodial Roth IRA for your child. Again, not financial advice, just friendly advice, okay? I know this is something I'm doing for my child. I know plenty of people have done it. And here's the key. It's a lot different than a regular IRA, for those who never heard of it. If your child has earned income, that is the key, right, from a part-time job, and we'll get into that a little bit later, they may qualify for a custodial Roth IRA. Okay, a custodial Roth IRA account, the parent that opens the account manages the assets until he reaches 18, 21 in some states. That's very important to me because you never know what your kid is going to be like when he grows up. Is he going to be responsible or irresponsible? Okay, now, and people don't have kids think that, you know, when you see his irresponsible 18 and 20-year-olds, it's the parents' fault, and sometimes it is, but believe it or not, sometimes it's actually not, because I've met the parents and the children, and you'll see one child being great, responsible, the other kid's just a mess. Now, contributions to a Roth individual retirement account grow tax-free, and your child can even use the contributions but not the earnings. Pay attention. For major expenses that pop up, like a car or a down payment for a house, once the account has been funded for a minimum of 5 years, your child can withdraw money from the account, including earnings of qualified education expenses, without having to pay early withdrawal penalties. This thing is as flexible as can be, and I pulled up on Fidelity's site right here. You can look at it, and you can do this on any site. But when you look at this, 3 big things, right? Obviously, a smart head start, we know. Tax savvy, right? Has tax benefits. Emergency access, or without the penalties. Like we mentioned, I mean, we're talking about earned income, right? We're talking about babysitting money, lifeguard, whatever, dog walker, you name it, okay? You can kind of get creative, I'm sure, on this, right? And then some of the keys here. Obviously, there's going to be a limit. Earn $1,000, contribute $1,000, but if you earn like 10 grand, the limit so far at this point in time is 7,000. Like any Roth IRA has a limit you can put into it, okay? That is key to understand here. And of course, these limits normally change every year, so you got to make sure you stay up to date on that. And whoever you open it with usually will notify you of that every single year. Hassle-free ownership, like I said, you get to manage it, transfer it over when they get 18 or 21, depending on the state. And to me, this is the key right here, right? Qualified withdrawals are tax-free. Any potential earnings on investments will grow free of federal taxes in our Roth IRA. Tax-free. You understand me? Once the account has opened for 5 years, the money can be withdrawn, as we discussed, before you're 59 and a half. So imagine a kid has a wedding, needs to buy a car, first-time home purchase, whatever it is. These are the benefits of this one right here. And this little note at the bottom says, keep in mind, contributions can always be withdrawn without taxes or penalties at any time. Similar to other custodial accounts, Withdrawals must be used for the benefit of the child if you're the one doing it, of course. Once they take ownership, obviously it doesn't matter. Another thing to keep in mind as far as 2024 is concerned, a child below the age of 18 can earn up to $14,600 before they have to file these tax documents, okay, and start paying taxes. So you're looking at $7,000 going into that. The rest of it still tax-free. Keep that in mind. Like for me, I can hire my kid to be, an editor of these videos. I mean, anything you can come to think of can be done, right? And then, of course, you can open these up anywhere. Charles Schwab, E-Trade, Fidelity, any major brokerage for sure. And they shouldn't be charging you any money to do this either. So make sure you understand that. So to me, I feel like this is the number one account because of the flexibility, the fact you can withdraw contributions, just all that stuff to me is key for what we want. Instead of just open up one for education or whatever, which is all great and good. Don't get me wrong. But also in there, I can have all kinds of exposure, right? For him, whether it's going to be stocks, crypto, spot ETFs, things of this nature, right? And so I like that, bonds, you name it. And so that's what I like about it. Put in the comments what you think the number one account is. And also, if you've had any experience with the custodial account, good or bad, would love to hear it. And so that's what, we're doing. And of course, again, if you're even doing any kind of thing to save for your kids' retirement, pat yourself in the back, or you're planning on it for your future children. Also, with my wife now, maybe it's just weird. Both of us had to work our way through college. And so we don't just plan on paying for his college. As a matter of fact, he's going to have to earn it. And so what I'm going to do is take him down to the student loan office and say, here you go. You're not going to qualify anything free. So start taking out loans. And then if you actually get a certain GPA and graduate and stuff like that, then yeah, we'll start paying for it out of ours. We don't expect him to pay for it out of his. We'll pay for it. That'll be the reward, right? The carrot. We'll give you that right there. The stick is going to be if you want to join a fraternity, part of your way out. We're not getting stuck with a bill for college. You forget about that mess. That's just the way it is, And so now if this account gets built up big enough, sure, maybe he pays for college, but that's just kind of something we wouldn't like to do for him so he can take the rest of the money, start his life, do what he wants to do, right? That's just the plan we have. Let me know what you think about that. Everything is crazy or not. Now, when it comes to the other stuff the doc was talking about, as far as like what the world's going to look like and these accounts going to look like when his kids get 60, which is like 58 to 60 years from now, no clue. I mean, honestly, do you guys have a clue? Am I worried about it? Absolutely. I don't know I don't even like the world, the trajectory the United States is on right now to begin with. I can't imagine 50, 60 years from now. I'm not going to be here most likely. But, it's going to be, you think about the rate now. Let's say they cut the deficit in half from 2 trillion to 1 trillion, right? That still puts us at what, 90 trillion or something like that? Something's going to happen by then, especially over the world, right? And so I can't even think that far ahead right now. And yes, am I worried about it? I absolutely am. There's no doubt about it. The world currency, if we lose the world currency, ask Great Britain how that went for them. So, that would be devastating. The good thing is, like I said, we have time because China shot themselves in the foot. That's the way it is. So people withdrew money from China, and we're still the cleanest turd in the toilet financially, that is. I'm not calling America, the country I love, a turd. I'm calling financially, we're just the cleanest one in the toilet bowl right now with the debt and how fast we're growing it and this out of control spending our government seems to do. And we just keep voting them back in and letting them keep doing it because they keep pushing our 401ks and IRAs up, and we keep kicking the can down the road. It's always fun. I would say, parents always say, do anything for our child. We would do anything for you, but force our government to balance the budget and actually hold them accountable, because that would make us suffer in our 401ks and IRAs short term, and we can't think past 1 year at a time if we're unlucky. So that's my thoughts on that one. I'm sure some people will be happy about that and some people will be unhappy, but anyway, let me know what you guys think about that stuff. I always love your feedback, and I thought what a perfect time to put it out since I'm sitting on vacation and stuff. So anyway, hope you guys got something out of it. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you did. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow.